Shalom. This is your brother Shataria here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with a quick lesson, Lord will it is edifying through the Spirit. But as always, before we get started, we're going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh. In the Hebrew, that is the name of the Heavenly Father, He who is. Bahasham. In the Hebrew, that means coming in the name of. Yahweh Shai. And in the Hebrew, that is the name of the Son, He who saves, or He who delivers. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. And then we have Bahasham again in the Hebrew, that is coming in the name of Rakah Kadash. And in the Hebrew, that is the Holy Spirit. So it's Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raka'ah Kadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. The speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Healthy Barakatha. And the Akwaf. That's you sisters out there. Those of you who are listening and learning in silence as the scriptures say to do so, to you I say shalom. And I have a quick lesson this morning, pretty much going into judgment, okay? Because it's a lot of that going forth right now. And that's pretty much the time we're in, the season that we're in, okay? A lot of judgment is going forth right now, Israel. Ecclesiastes 3, and I'll start at the top. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. It says, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And, you know, I can pretty much stop there. That's the season we're in. A lot of judgment is going forth, okay? A lot of killing. And the Lord, you know, He delighteth in judgments, okay? His judgments are throughout the whole earth, all right? That's the title of the lesson, Judgment. And we're gonna, right here, Chicago police officer John Bartholomew was killed. This is a Chicago police officer who got killed about a couple of weeks ago. And I'm just using this as an example of how judgment throughout the earth is being carried out. Okay. And it says Chicago police officer John Bartholomew was killed, and his partner, Officer Nelson Krebsko, was critically injured in a shooting at Endeavor Health Swedish Hospital. Okay, so this is a Chicago police officer who was judged, and his partner as well, okay, because you know, contrary to popular belief, Esau would have you think, you know, he got shot, but yeah, he's still alive. But if someone, you know, can get shot and they can be on that life support system where they mentally really dead, you can get shot where you're a vegetable, you know, and all of these things are the judgment of the Lord, okay? All right. This is the Lord's judgments going forth throughout the earth, okay? Um, Let me read the copyright disclaimer right now. I have a couple of more. I won't even play that one. But before we start playing them, I'm going to get this copyright disclaimer out of the way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So this is not for financial gain. This is for educational purposes only, okay? Fair use, fair use. And again, this is judgment going forth by the Lord, all right? Okay. Let's go here real quick, okay? And we're going to go to Deuteronomy, all right? And we're going to go to, and matter of fact, we'll save that one for last. We'll hold back on that Deuteronomy, but we will go to, let's go to Amos, all right? And let's go to Amos, first chapter, Amos, third chapter, Salakia. Let's get Amos, and we need Amos 3, all right? We need Amos 3, okay? And we have started 6, okay? It says Amos 3 and 6, and it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? You see what I'm talking about? All this is judgment from Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Israel. And this is the time, this is the season that we're in, all right? Judgment, okay? And the Lord delighteth in his judgments. Psalms, let's grab Psalms, okay? Before we move on to the next clip, we'll get Psalms, okay? And we need Psalms, is that 105? Psalms 105 and 7, I believe it is. All right. Telling you that the Lord delighteth in his judgments. I'm reading out of my Bible this morning because I had this skit up. Okay. And this is Psalms 105 and 7. Psalms 105 and 7. And Psalms 105 and 7 reads, he is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. Okay. You see what it talks about, Israel? Psalms 105 and 7. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth, okay? So that's what we're seeing, okay? Firsthand, in real time, we're witnessing that, all right? Okay, judgment going forth, all right? Again, Chicago police officer John Bartholomew was killed, and his partner, Officer Nelson Krebsko, was critically injured in a shooting at Endeavor Health Swedish Hospital. Okay, and that's here in Chicago, I believe on the north side, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but that's the season that we're in. Like I just gave you in that Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter. Okay, it's a season for everything, all right? And this is the season that we're in, judgment, okay? All right, and this is why, this is what we're witnessing, okay? Firsthand, this is what we're seeing in real time. Let's get Matthew. All right, and we need Matthew 24. Let's get Matthew 24. And I do believe it's 12, if I'm not mistaken, Israel. Matthew 24 and 12. And it says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And see, it ain't no more love out here. All right. It ain't nothing but hatred. I just gave you that Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter 1 and 2. We're in that killing season right now. And the love of many is waxing cold, okay? All right. Judgment going forth by Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? That's the season that we're in right now. It's judgment time, Israel. And it's all the Lord doing it. Like I gave you the Amos 6, okay? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? Okay, shall there be evil done and I, the Lord, have not done it? Roughly paraphrasing Amos 3 and 6, all right? But that's the time we're in, judgment, okay? And I got another video right here I like to play, okay? Let's pull it out. Okay, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976. Allowances made for fair use, fair use, fair use. This is not for financial gain, educational purposes only, okay? So without further ado, let's pull up the other video. All right. And here we go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay.
Hailed as heroes after a tragic shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego in Claremont. Welcome to a special edition of NBC7 Weekly Spotlight. I'm Monica Dean. We wanted to take this time to look back on a week so many of us won't soon forget. The investigation is still in the preliminary stages, but here's what we know. The initial 911 calls came in around 11:43 a.m. When San Diego police arrived on scene, they found 3 men dead, who we would later learn were members of the mosque. Police called it an active shooter situation, evacuating 140 grade school children who were there in class at a school on the property. As that situation unfolded, several other locations became crime scenes. 911 calls came from a neighborhood a few blocks from the mosque. Investigators say the 2 gunmen, who were 17 and 18 years old, drove away from the Islamic Center. On their way out, they shot a landscaper who was just doing his job, striking him in the safety helmet, a helmet that ultimately saved his life. It all ended a block and a half from that location where the shooters took their own lives inside a car. San Diego police identified the gunman. The FBI is investigating the shooting as a hate crime. The deadly attack took the lives of 3 mosque members. They're pictured here from left to right. They are Amin Abdullah, a security guard who ran toward the gunfire, pushing the gunman away from people and students on the property. Nadir Awad was a neighbor, married to a teacher there at the center.
Well, there you have it, Israel. This is more judgment going forth, okay? Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, okay? You see, that's the season that we're in, all right? We're in that judgment season, okay? We're in that killing season, okay? And this is Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai's judgments going out. Again, that Psalms 105 and 7, okay? His judgments are in all the earth, okay? All right? Let's go here and get Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah 45 and 7. Isaiah 45 and 7, okay? And Isaiah 45 and 7 says, we can pull that one up now. Isaiah 45 and 7. And it says, we'll start at 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God besides me. I greeted thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light, and I create darkness. I make peace, and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things, okay? So, man, this is judgment going forth from Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, okay? These are the judgments of the Lord being carried out. And this is the season that we're in, that judgment, okay? All right. Just some quick video. Lord will, it is edifying through the Spirit this morning. What do we need? What do we need? We need 1 Peter 4:17. I do believe it is 1 Peter 4:17, and it says, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God." And he's talking about judging Israel, okay? The Lord's portion is his people. Israel is the portion of his lot, okay? And judgment is going to start right here at the Lord's house. This is judgment going forth, all right? For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God, okay? All right? So that's the time that we're in, judgment time, okay? And you're seeing his judgments be carried out throughout the earth, all right? I said this was going to be a quick video this morning. Again, Lord will, it is edifying through the Spirit. I'll give you one more and I'll shut the lesson down. Let's grab another video. Again, fair use, okay? Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use. So this is not for financial gain. It's for educational purposes only. Let's get one more video and get ready to close the lesson down. Okay. All right. Where do we want to go? And we'll go here. This is the finale. This is the one we'll go to. All right. Yeah, right here.
We begin here with a breaking news update on that tragic West Englewood fire overnight being investigated now as arson. We know 4 people, 2 children and 2 adults were killed. At least 2 other people were hurt. Our Charlie Umar spoke to family members tonight and is live at Comer Children's Hospital. Charlie.
Erica, good evening. 2 teenagers are recovering tonight here at Comer Children's Hospital from their injuries sustained in that fire. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office telling us that 2 other children have died, and we spoke to a family member tonight who says both of his parents died in the fire.
And seeing this house is so destroyed and burned and just, it don't feel like home no more. So I don't really have a home no more.
Antonio Wilson says his parents, Lisa Brown and Reginald Wilson, died from injuries caused by the early morning fire at their Englewood home on Paulina and 62nd. Brown was 57 years old, Wilson 62.
Every time I see that porch, it just reminds me of home and family. And to come see it look like that, it hurt. Being a foster parent was something she wanted to do. She got into it because it was something she wanted to do.
Wilson says his mother was fostering 2 sets of siblings, an 8-year-old girl and 15-year-old boy who died in the fire.
And then the kids, the ones that's gone, I miss them. They were great. They're in every family photo.
A 14 and 16-year-old were injured but survived.
And I'm human. That's what made me run down there and go down there and do what I had to do, is rescue whoever I can.
Eduardo Ramos runs a 24/7 tire repair shop nearby and says he saw the flames and ran towards the home.
I told him to jump and let go. And he let go and we caught him, and him and his brother, and dragged them away from the house to stay away from the burning house.
The fire is being investigated as arson. Alderman Ray Lopez says a neighborhood dispute may have been the motive.
There are better ways to resolve issues when you don't get along with your neighbors, or if you have issues with somebody else. You don't set their home on fire. You don't endanger the lives of innocent children sleeping at midnight.
You were wrong. These are innocent people that you targeted. It was for nothing.
And those teens taken here to Comer Children's Hospital were last.
Well, there you have it, Israel. This fire was intentionally started. The fire department, they say arson, okay? So this is judgments going forth, all right? And again, I just gave you Ecclesiastes. This is the season that we're in, okay? All right, again, Matthew 24:12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, okay? Matthew 24:12. And this was a dispute, and this is what it led to, okay? They burnt them people alive. They pretty much set the house on fire while they were in there sleeping, and this is just, let's go here and get ready to shut the lesson down. Where do we want to go first? We want to go first to Psalms. Let's grab Psalms, okay? Let's get Psalm 68, Israel. Let's grab Psalm 68, okay, and 20. Psalm 68 and 20, and it reads, Psalm 68 and 20, he that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord belongeth the issues of death. All right, you see what it says, Israel, okay? Now, let's go to the Apocrypha, all right, and we need Ecclesiasticus. I think that's 38 and 29, if I'm not mistaken, 38 and 29, and this is Sirach, okay, and this is Sirach 38 and 29, and it reads, okay, 39 and 28, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There we go. And it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out the force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right. So this is just judgment going forth by Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah, okay? And it's really just the tip of the iceberg. Things are going to get 10 times worse than this, all right? Okay, so the Lord is in control of everything, all right? This is his judgments going forth throughout the earth, okay? And this is judgment. We'll go here and close the lesson this morning. I said it wasn't going to be long, a short lesson. Lord will, it is edifying through the Spirit, 32 and 39 in Deuteronomy 32 and 39. And it says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. All right, I'm going to read this one more time. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay, so this is judgment going forth, all right? That's pretty much all I had this morning. Again, Lord will, the lesson was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I like to say, Shalom. Rise, Israel, rise. Kwam Yasharala and Abab Abo. Till the next time.